Good morning, Knights. Our topic for today is family structures, which is part of Objective 1.01, explain the family as the basic unit of society. The lesson question for the day is, define types of family structures and list the advantage and disadvantages of each family unit. Before we go any further, the first thing we need to do is to be able to define what is a family. So a family is a group of people related to one another by blood, marriage, or a strong bond. Independent task. What do I want you to do before you proceed with reading the PowerPoint? I want you on a separate piece of paper to list down the types of families you know before you continue reading the PowerPoint. Then after you've finished writing down the types of families you know, I want you to proceed reading the PowerPoint, and then I want you to assess how much you knew about families using the next slide. So the first type of family structure we're going to be talking about is called nuclear family. So a nuclear family is when you have a family that includes a couple and their dependent children, regarded as a basic social unit. Or I can simplify it by saying parents with their own biological children can be regarded as a nuclear family. Then the next one is single parent family. A person bringing up a child or children without a partner. This could be either the father taking care of the children or maybe the mother taking care of the children without the help of the other person. Then a childless family. This is when you have a couple who choose or they cannot have children. We'll talk more about this a little later. What can those people who do not have children do if they want children? We'll talk about that later on. And then there's what is called an adoptive family. An adoptive family is a family who has welcomed a child born to another into their family and legally adopted the child as their own. So the key words with adoptive family is legal. It's a legal process. You have to go through the court and sign the papers, and it's a permanent setup. And then there's the foster family, a family or adult who takes care of a child who is not his or a biological child. Normally, foster families are temporary fixes, which just means it's not a permanent setup. So a family can keep a child for a certain amount of time, and then maybe the child can be put in another home, or maybe the parents, if they were sick, they are back and they can take care of their child, then they can have their child back. So foster is temporary. And then there's what is called a blended family. A blended family is a family consisting of a couple and their children from this and all previous relationships. So let's say you were married, then you got divorced, and then you have children, then you remarry. You bring in kids from other relationships into the new home, and you form this one big family unit. That's a blended family. Then there's the extended family. An extended family that extends beyond nuclear family, including grandparents, aunts, uncles, and other relatives who all live in one household. So an extended family is, let's say, I can give you a simple example. For instance, in our culture, we don't put our elderly in the nursing homes a lot. Most of us, we keep our own elderly in the home. So when these elderly people come and live with you, the grandparents come and live with you, it becomes an extended family. So it's a family plus extra relatives. That's an extended family. So for your independent work, and you are going to do this in Canvas. So if you go to Canvas, I want you to, first of all, the first thing I want you to do is to be able to start the video or listen to the video. Then I want you now, after you've read through the PowerPoint, to describe your own family structure and list in detail the advantages and disadvantages of this type of family. So let's say you live in a nuclear family. I want you to tell me what are the advantages of a nuclear family? What are the disadvantages of a nuclear family? Then 3, what are some of the things you do as a family to strengthen your family life? And I'm looking at things like culture. Can you explain a little bit about your culture? What is your culture like? And then what are the values within that home setup? And then, of course, talk about some taboos. And taboos are those no-nos, things that are not acceptable within a community or within a household or within a family. So what are those things like in your family? That concludes today's lesson. So I wish you all the best. Go to Canvas, make sure you play the video. You also take advantage of the resources, which is a PowerPoint. There's also an extra PowerPoint attached in Canvas. Use those ones to complete your assignment for today. Thank you. Have a wonderful day.